So we'll start standing in Uttanasana, forward fold. So in this posture, I'll turn to the side first. So it's really easy to do this pose without alignments and not really beneficial. So you can look at my feet, and oftentimes we're doing this pose like this. And we really want to have the hips over the heels so that we're really working the hamstrings. And so that might be done with your hands on the ground and knees slightly bent. And use your hands, think about pushing them forward. So push your hands forward and think about drawing your chest towards your thighs. And maybe the knees are bent, which is fine, but think about turning your hips up a little bit. So we'll start not with that pose, but with a softer pose. So the knees bent and holding your elbows, and giving yourself a couple sways here. Letting your spine re-articulate. Letting your hips be soft. And then activate the pose ever so slightly. So walk your feet a little closer together instead of outside their hips, they're right underneath. And lift your toes so that the fronts of the shins start to activate and fold forward. You can still hold your elbows, but think about lifting your hips, not only folding forward, not stretching only the back, but getting into the hamstrings. Take 5 breaths. And bring your hands to your hips and bend your knees, and with a flat back, come upright. And come to Tadasana. I'll take Tadasana at the back of the mat. Palms open and feet under the hips. And close your eyes and be present for a moment. Notice if you tend to lean to one side or the other. Think about the weight even in the toes and in the heels at the same time, and the arches of your feet pulling everything up, pulling up through the groin, pulling up through the top of the head. And lift your arms over your head and exhale, hands to your heart. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift your arms. And also lift your heels. Come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, lower your heels, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your heels. Exhale, hands to heart, heels lower. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale, lift your arms. And exhale, fold forward into a forward fold. Inhale, push yourself into Utthita Uttanasana. So a flat back doesn't mean that the arms are hanging. Push your hands into something. Either bend your knees enough to have your hands on the mat and reach your chest forward, or bring your hands to your shins and push your inner thighs back and reach the top of your head forward. Hands pushing into something. Take a breath here. Exhale, fold. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, push into your feet, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms. You can start to look up in between your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, push into your feet. Pull your navel in, hands up. Inhaling, exhale, hands to heart. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utthita Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands at heart. Do 2 more with the toe raises. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your arms. Exhale, fold forward again. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, fold towards your legs. Inhale, come all the way up, arms overhead, tippy toes. Exhale, lower your heels, hands to heart. Do that 1 more time. Maybe when you lift up, lift your gaze to notice how hard it is to balance. Fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way back up, right? Tippy toes, maybe look up. And exhale, hands to heart. And pause here. Close your eyes. Notice any movement of your body. When you start to move the energy around, notice if you feel some energy in your shoulders or at least your heart beating a little faster. Lift your arms up. Take your left wrist and lean over to the right. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, center. Switch your sides. Grab your right wrist, lean over to the left. Take another full breath here. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flatten your back. And exhale, step your left foot back and lower your left knee. Hands to your hips and find Anjaneyasana Asana. The right knee doesn't pass the right ankle, so stay steady, stretching the left psoas, the left hip. Right hand on the thigh, left arm reaches up and tip yourself a little bit over to the right side and feel extra stretch on your left hip and the left side of your body. And come upright, lift both arms up. And bring your hands down as you exhale and step back to hands and knees. And eventually you can take all of these as plank push-ups, but in the beginning do them on your knees. When you exhale, pull your navel in and lower yourself slowly with the breath. So not letting the elbows out, but keeping them right under the body until you come to the mat. Hands under your shoulders and lift your chest, but stay low on this first one, not pushing into your hands, arms straight, or pushing into your hands, shoulders up. Soften your elbows and feel like most of the action's coming from your heart. Opening the chest and lower down. And come into down dog. Push up onto hands and knees and then lift your hips. Think about your hands and feet all sharing the weight. So there's not more weight in your wrists and there's not more weight in your feet, but it's all even. And take a couple breaths. And step your left foot forward and lower the right knee.
And bring your hands to your hips. Find low lunge, Anjaneyasana, on this side as well. Check out your knee over the foot, over the ankle, keeping the hips square and relaxing the front of your hip. And not leaning forward, going as deeply as you can, but use a little bit of pressure in your front leg to protect your low back, to protect the hip from going too far into the stretch. Left hand on the left leg, right arm reaches up. And tip yourself over just a little bit. And come upright, both hands over your head, and exhale, hands to the mat. And lift your right knee and step your 8 foot forward. Flatten out your back, reaching your chest forward, reaching the top of your head forward. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up. Soften your knees to come up with a flat back. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale here. Exhale here. And we'll flow through a few more of these. Lift your arms over your head as you inhale. Maybe look up if it feels good on the neck. And as you exhale, bow, hinge at your hips. Inhale, push into your feet and your hands, flattening your back. And as you exhale, step your left foot back and lower the left knee. Come upright. This time take your hands interlaced behind the head and open your elbows. Open your elbows wide and squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit together, opening your chest and feeling the whole front side of your body open. You can close your eyes and notice the wobbling that happens in your body. You can lift your gaze. The mind goes where the gaze goes. Lift your arms, inhale, and exhale, hands to the mat, and right foot steps back, either to plank pose or hands and knees. And as you exhale, lower, slow. Think about your chest and your stomach touching the mat at the same time. Inhale, push into your hands, come to a bent elbow cobra pose, and exhale, down dog. Every time you're in down dog, notice something new and comfortable in the pose. Notice the stretch, notice the strength that you have in your arms. Relax your head, relax your heels. Step your left foot forward and lower the right knee. And come upright, hands behind the head, interlaced again. Opening your elbows out to the sides. Think about the back of the neck long, even though we're leaning back. So feel the front of the neck and the back of the neck long. Elbows relaxing out to the side. You can close your eyes or you can look up, but change your gaze. Challenge the pose by moving your gaze around. And release your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right knee lifts. Exhale, step your foot forward. Inhale, flatten your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come upright all the way. Exhale, hands to heart. So we're doing Sun Salutation C 2 more times. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold completely. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step your left foot back, Lower the left knee. Only one breath. Lift your arms. Low lunge. Exhale, hands down. Keep exhaling. Slide your right foot back. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, down dog, 3 breaths. Exhale, fully step your left foot forward as you do so. Lower the right knee. Keep exhaling. As you inhale, reach yourself all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands back down. Right knee lifts. Step your right foot forward. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up, last one. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utthita Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, left foot steps and lowers. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale, hands to the mat, right knee back. Lower down with control. Inhale, lift your chest, arch your back safely, protecting the low back. Down dog, 3 breaths. As you exhale again, step your left foot forward and right knee comes down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat, right knee lifts. Step forward, flat back, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms over your head, exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Notice how the hips feel and your shoulders feel and your breath feels. Separate your feet mat distance. Toes out and heels in. And we'll come into Malasana. So start to bend your knees out over the toes and sink down. And think about here, your shins parallel to the mat. So it's easy to be here in the pose, or easier than it is to be open in the pose, pressing your elbows into your inner thighs and also reaching your chest up. So think about your pelvis like a bowl. In this pose, it's easy for it to be tipping forward. So think about eventually bringing your pelvis to neutral and opening your chest. Release your hands and lift your hips. Feet facing forward. Lift up halfway and bring your arms back. And interlace your fingers and then fold forward. Where is the weight? Is it in your heels? Is it in your toes? Find a happy place where you're not leaning too far forward or too far back. And let your knuckles guide you all the way up to standing. So let them reach your chest up, coming all the way up. And release. Let your hands float up together over your head. Exhale, hands at your heart. And we'll come into tree pose. Lift and spread your right toes and bring your left leg somewhere comfortable. So either on the calf or high up into the inner thigh. Left toes facing down. Think about this pose as we're balancing, but also we're opening the left hip. So for a moment, take your hands to heart and push together. Push your foot in your inner thigh and foot, and both hands together. And you can lift your gaze, you can lift your arms, you can close your eyes, taking tree pose however it feels best. A challenging addition to the pose could be to add a side stretch. Bring your left hand to your left bent knee and reach your right arm over your head, curling your body over to the left, really grounding down through your right toes. And come upright. Bring your hands to your heart and go ahead and release your left foot down. You can shake it out, or you can take still Tadasana to kind of feel how it feels to feel the weight in both feet. And switch your sides. Weight is in the left foot, and right foot comes into a comfortable place, anywhere not the knee. Turning your right toes out to the right, and find center for a moment. So firm up the left thigh and push your foot and your thigh together and push your hands together. See how that changes your posture here. And then you can change the pose. You can lift your arms. You can lift your gaze. You can keep your gaze down if you feel wobbly, without judgment, observing your two sides, opening your hips, finding balance. Maybe taking the side stretch. And come upright. And go ahead and release your right foot, Tadasana. Find center. Find a little bit of gratitude for your practice so far. And lift your arms, breathe in, look up, and exhale, fold. And inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, crawl yourself to plank pose. For me, I have to crawl forward because I was at the back of my mat, but you could probably step your feet back. And take 5 deep breaths here. If you need to lower your knees, you can. But wherever you are, try not to have your hips too high or sinking down, bringing all the weight into the shoulders. Try to use your belly, your core, to help share the weight. Take a breath in. And exhale, lower all the way down. You can lower your knees, lower all the way onto your stomach. And come into Salambasana. So with your forehead down, bring your shoulders behind you, hands behind you and interlace. And on the first one, lift your chest only. And then release your hands. And lower your right cheek to the mat and relax your legs. Relax your arms, your legs. Breathe here. And this time we'll lift only the legs. So bring your forehead back to the mat and the backs of your hands push down and lift only your legs. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Squeeze your glutes and your thighs, extending the legs. Inhale. Exhale, release. Let your left cheek come to the mat this time. Arms relax, legs relax. You can move your hips. And then we'll come to full Salambasana. So what we're doing here is we're massaging the belly by breathing, and we're activating the back body muscles. So interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles towards your heels, and lift your legs as well. And feel everything along the spine activated. The backs of the legs are active, and your head is loose, but your shoulder blades are squeezing, and all of the muscles on your spine are squeezing. Inhale. And exhale, release. Right cheek to the mat. Deep breath in and out. And come to center. And take one more variation. So this can be something you choose. It can be on these first couple rounds of doing the video. You can do Superman with your arms forward and your legs back. And as you go deeper into the posture, you can bend your knees and take Dandasana. You can grab your feet and keep your knees and feet parallel and kick your feet back and open your chest. And I'm not lifting my chin. The back of my neck is just as long as the front. You might notice you move a little bit in the pose with your breath. Inhale here, and exhale, release. Release everything and sit back into child's pose.
And this isn't any kind of active pose. You want your hands to be limp, your elbows to be on the mat, your forehead to be on the mat, and your hips sinking. And we'll be here for about a minute. So if you have a heavy pillow that you'd like to put on your low back, that might feel really nice. You can take any kind of pillow to help relax your hips a little more. And you can have your arms extended or underneath your forehead. Listen to your breath, let yourself relax. And we'll come onto our backs, lifting up. Bring your legs around and lay back onto your back, a comfortable position. And come into plow pose, knees in, and rock yourself up and over. On the first couple rounds of this, you could do this by your couch. And if the back isn't flexible enough to bring your feet down, you can rest your feet on the couch. Or you can rest your feet on a block or a pillow a little bit lower, and eventually maybe bringing your feet to the mat. But be careful of the weight that you're putting on your head and shoulders. Feel a stretch here from the shoulders all the way up through the heels, the whole back set. Bend your elbows and place your hands as high up onto the back as you can. And maybe come into shoulder stand. So you can stay in plow pose, or you can lift both legs coming into shoulder stand. Chin off the chest, looking for your toes, active legs. And coming down through plow pose. Let your legs come over. Release your hands. And take fish pose. Bring your hips up, slide your hands under your butt, palms down. Extend your legs, point your toes. Bend at the elbows, open your chest. Opening the throat, pushing your elbows down, find space in your upper back and your chest. And then slowly release. Release everything. Release your hands from underneath you. Release your palms out to the side, facing up. Shavasana. Release your whole body. Let your eyes be heavy in the sockets. Let your inside of your ears, inside of your nose be soft. Let your tongue release from the roof of your mouth, and let the base of your tongue relax as well. The insides of your cheeks relax, all the way down into the throat, all the way down into your belly.
And as you're in Shavasana, think about what's happening on the inside. Think about this connection that you are making to a sense of peace and a sense of relaxation. As you lay on your back, as you relax, you're teaching yourself this tool of relaxation. And as you go about your day, and when unwanted noises arise or unwanted conversations or stress at work arise, you know that you have this place that you can remind yourself of laying on your floor, feeling heavy and relaxed and not grasping for anything. So appreciating the space where you can feel that moment.